It's election night here in Greenville County, and we are watching very closely the watch party for Mayor Knox White. He is seeking re-election, another term. He's been in office since 1995, and so there is potential, possibly, for Greenville to have another mayor, or a new mayor, for the first time since 1995. But Knox White feeling confident tonight. He's addressing supporters now. Let's go ahead and see exactly. Looking at this watch party, you see a lot of people there. He's about to address the crowd. Let's go ahead and listen to see exactly what he has to say.
First, thank you. Thank you for your patience. I know many of you have been standing out here for a couple of hours, so thank you for that. I hope hope we have enough food left over. Thank you all so much. A campaign in many respects is still a good thing. An election's a good thing. It forces people to get out and get back on the street again, in my case, to go door to door. I knocked on over, are you ready for this, over 1,000 doors in the city of Greenville. And it was fascinating to me what was behind those doors. And I'm going to tell you what I saw behind those doors. It was great. People were friendly. But what I saw was such wonderful ambition and vitality and people grateful to live in the greatest city in America. I heard from so many people who used to live someplace else, and boy, they wanted to talk about it, how Greenville is different from Cincinnati or some city in Florida, wherever they were from. They wanted to talk about it. And the people who lived here all their lives wanted to talk about what a great change in our community, that downtown Greenville is not the place it used to be. It used to be it was dangerous to go there. Now look at our beautiful downtown. Falls Park, Unity Park, our green spaces and trails. People who live here appreciate that we do these things, and we still do them for the people who live here. And those tourists just happen to like it too. But that's what I heard over and over again. People proud to be in Greenville, South Carolina. Looking forward, though, elections are good also because it forces everyone to talk about issues again. I think people heard, perhaps for the first time, what the city's doing in neighborhoods with their neighborhood investment bond, the amount of money we're spending on sidewalks and trails and all the issues in the neighborhoods, traffic safety. Sometimes these things don't get through, but election campaign they do. They're still important. What we're doing on affordable housing. We see the great success of our city. Everyone wants to be here. The market forces are pushing us ahead, if you will. But now people understand that the city of Greenville is investing more in affordable housing than any city in South Carolina because we hear you. We know what people are wanting us to do. And that's what the city does. We listen and we find solutions. So that's what it's all about. And then finally, I've got some thank yous to do, so don't leave. Some other thing to say is that in re-electing me, you know what you're going to get. I like solutions. I like working on issues. I like to listen to what people have to say and what they're concerned about. And above all, I am a uniter, not a divider. That's right. Yes. If you're looking for toxic partisan politics, you're not going to find it in the city of Greenville. We work on solutions and we work together. We bring people together who otherwise had nothing in common, but they work together for the good of Greenville. We do that every day in the city of Greenville, and that's what makes it so exciting. That's what we're going to see in the future as well. I want to give some thank you to some folks, so bear with me here because it's so important, because everybody in this room and so many others played such a role in getting here today, and I cannot tell you how very grateful I am. First of all, to Marsha. It's a real family occasion to Marion and my son Knox. Where's Marion? And there she is. Great job. And Knox worked hard in his neighborhood. It's kind of a place we sometimes don't run so well. Certainly I ran well in his neighborhood, so did something right. Marion wrote a certain letter that I did not know was going to become a campaign piece. I didn't know that. There it was. But thank you, Marion, for those beautiful words. All my family members who were here did such a great job on social media, and people in my family who knew a lot more about it than I did. Thank you, Kate, everybody else who did a part of that, working with Baird and all that. But thank you. But thank you particularly to my hardworking campaign staff. We started those on a journey back in March or something like that, long ago. We're putting this campaign together, and I want to thank Taylor Hall, my campaign manager, for leading the charge. And Summer Flowers is my neighborhood coordinator. She's probably still down at County Square, right? Okay. Catherine Smoke raised the money. She called me in April and said, and I quote, "I'm addicted to this campaign." She raised the funds and called people, but I think she would say the doors were open so early on. We knew something was going on when across the corporate community, the business community, the neighborhood leadership, everybody said yes from the earliest days, so it made her job a lot easier. So thank you, Catherine. Mr. Ryan Gillespie, our neighborhood coordinator, also. Mr. Dylan Gehring, our guru. Where's Dylan? And my sort of ex officio campaign manager, Mr. John DeWorkin. He was my occasional psychologist, you know, keeping things on a steady stream. Nobody knows his neighborhoods better than Don DeWorkin does. Will Brasington provided the same kind of leadership in knowing the neighborhoods. I mean, every street, every house, what people were concerned about. They were so helpful to me in that regard, too. But thank you to all. We had a wonderful group of interns, we called them, in the campaign. They were the ones who picked up all the work, put the yard signs out, all these yard signs. 1,200 yard signs. 1,200. I want to name them. I have to name them. Braden, raise your hand. Where's Braden? There you go. Addie, Michael, Isabella, Abigail, and Baylor, thank you all so much for everything you did in the campaign. Thank you. You know, the great person in our campaign early on were the people who went door to door with me. We did 1,200 doors. Sometimes I did it by myself, but I had a lot of people going with me. I want to thank everybody who did that. I have a few names. I probably shouldn't do this, but I just want to thank some folks who did it. Robert Benedict, thank you for the great afternoon in Hampton Peakney. Mr. Jack Logan, thank you for everything you did. He was out there holding signs all day. Glenn Singleton and Ray Martin did an incredible job in the Nicholtown neighborhoods. Bob Knight, Eric Mitchell, Rance Bryson, Earl Simmons, and Tracy Fant, so many others, and of course Mary Duckett and Stacy Mills. And finally, I just want to say thank you to everyone here, to those who donated to the campaign. Again, it was so important. To those who had yard signs that let people know an election's going on. We had a record voter turnout today. Not even close. And finally, to my good friends, Marcia's good friends too, at Hollingsworth, our neighbors. What was our percent in Hollingsworth?
About 72.
72% in my neighborhood. I'll take that anytime. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Bill.
All right, and you just heard from Greenville Mayor Knox White, stopping short of declaring victory, but he was definitely confident there in his watch party with all of his supporters. So he is still greeting a lot of his supporters here this evening. And this is one of the closest races that we've been watching, one of the biggest races here on this election night, the mayoral race there in Greenville. So we have yet to hear from his opponent, Michelle Shane, Democrat, who is challenging him. But again, Knox White appearing confident as if he had won re-election there. And so he was saying he won 72% in his own neighborhood, and there was record voter turnout there in the city of Greenville there today. The mayor going through a lot of the work that his campaign did, saying that he knocked on 1,200 doors. They had 1,200 signs, and he thanked every individual of his campaign. He continues to thank people here this evening, but we're watching this race very closely. Once we get those final results, those official results, be sure to bring them to you here online, also on air, Fox Carolina News. We're watching a lot for you here tonight. None of the big races there nationally in this election cycle, but there are a lot of major issues here locally, especially in Spartanburg. When you look at the penny sales tax, that'll affect people there in Spartanburg County and people outside of it, as well as the mayoral race in Simpsonville. We're watching all those very closely for you. We got you covered here on this election night. Thank you for watching Fox Carolina News.
Thanks for watching Fox Carolina News. Watch us live wherever you are, on our mobile, on our streaming news app, And you can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.